This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.
This morning, our conversations turn towards the political where Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, the 2023 presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has met with former President Olusegun Obasanjo and former Governor of Cross River State, Donald Duke. The meeting, which took place in Abeokuta, was described by Senator Kwankwaso as deliberations on national issues, the future of politics and governance in Nigeria. Joining the conversation this morning is Ladipo Johnson, who is the National Publicity Secretary of the NNPP. Mr. Johnson, good morning and thank you for joining us on the conversation.
Good morning.
What more can you tell us about this meeting?
Well, nothing much except for the fact that it was, as Senator Kwankwaso described it, Baba Obasanjo was very hospitable. He had come a few weeks back to Senator Kwankwaso's daughter's wedding, all the way to Kano, and it was one of the things was to go back and say thank you to him for coming, and of course it was an opportunity to have the three of them sit down with His Excellency Donald Duke, and as I said, discuss national issues. As we all know, there are many issues to discuss, there are many things to look at, as in regarding moving Nigeria ahead, trying to improve governance, etc. So I think it was held in that atmosphere, and you probably have more interactions through 2025 amongst a lot of political leaders and social critics and leaders in the country.
So, Mr. Johnson, I mean, it goes without saying that when you look at the caliber of the three persons at this meeting, it will have people talking and making speculations, if you like. So perhaps my question is around whether there's a little more insight you could give us. You say national issues, but which national issues? And when you say politics, what exactly? Because this is where a lot of people start to wonder, is there discussion around a possible new third force? Is there discussion around unseating or upturning the current political status quo? These are the things that come up. So could you provide more insight to us?
Well, I think there's always have discussions about improving the political status quo and the governance that you have in the country. That's always a constant. There are issues at the moment relating to, you'll see that one or two newspapers over the weekend spoke about opposition parties either being in disarray or needing help or having to come together. These are early days, you quite understand. But by May 29th next year, we all pray to be alive. This administration would have reached midterm, and then it would behove on every political leader or strategist to look at where we're at economically, politically, etc. And permutations and moves begin to happen towards 2027. It's a natural calendar thing regarding politics. So it's just, I think, the beginning of politicking, as we say.
Right.
In the country, yes.
So let me try to put to you, perhaps a bit frankly, in as far as public knowledge goes, right, a lot of people believe that former President Obasanjo is more of a backer to the Labour presidential candidate Peter Obi than he is to the presidential candidate of the NNPP. And I wonder how that plays out for your party and your principle when these sorts of interactions come up and leading to the next political and election cycle in 2027.
Yes, you see, the thing there is this. It's so simple. Baba, as we call him, is father to a lot of us, including Senator Kwankwaso, His Excellency Donald Duke, and His Excellency Peter Obi. They are all very close to him. What you must understand is, I'm not pointing towards anything, definitely not. But what you must understand is that politics is and decisions are determined by the sentiments of the people at a particular time. In pre-2023, the sentiments were definitely on the side of the presidency rotating southward, as it were. And of course, Baba Obasanjo openly supported through his weight behind former Governor Peter Obi. That's fine. The sentiment in the country at the moment, I am not in a position to tell you, I know what I feel. The sentiments in the country at the moment might have shifted, especially in the entire northern Nigeria, might have shifted because it is an open secret that a lot of them feel that this administration has not done well for the country, not just for the northern part of the country. You would see the reactions to the proposed taxation bills, the taxation bills before the National Assembly, etc. So the sentiments in the country might have changed or might not. Some have said that, yes, it still has to be a southerner, looking at rotation, but some are also saying, because I go around the country, some are saying that if you look at the 8 years of Obasanjo, 6 years of President Jonathan, and then 8 years of Buhari, and just 2 years of Yar'Adua, that, and then, of course, the 4 years of President Bola Tinubu, that you see that then it's skewed towards the southern part of the country.
Right.
Exactly. So you see, all those things will come, and it will be interesting as we go ahead. But for me, it's about not the amount of years spent, but the competence and what have you in government. And this administration still has 2 years thereafter to convince Nigerians that the policies and whatever they have are in the interests of Nigerians. They still have that time.
Mr. Johnson, thank you very much for your time on this conversation. Ladipo Johnson is the Publicity Secretary of the New Nigeria People's Party. He joined us this morning to speak on a meeting between the 2023 presidential candidate of the NNPP, Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and former Governor of Cross River, Donald Duke.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.